So, I'm not really sure why I'm doing this, because this is not going to make me look good at all. In fact, uh, it's probably going to make me look pretty damn stupid. Um, it could also, I think it could also open the door to people trying to contact me to help, and take advantage of me the way I was taken advantage of. I can promise you, there's no need for that. If anybody's thinking, oh, let's go pitch this guy this service to help him, and believe me, I'm way too guarded right now. That's not happening. That after what happened yesterday, that's not going to happen. So I don't know why I'm doing this. I don't know if I'm looking for some. Maybe I want to put it out there. Maybe I'm looking for a way to just talk about it. Maybe I'm thinking it'll be therapeutic in a way to talk about it, knowing that on the other side it could make me just look like a complete moron. If you didn't already think I was one, but I maybe it'll help people. I do have some advice, not anything groundbreaking, but at least a strategy that might be kind of unique if you ever find yourself in the same situation as me, which God, I hope you don't. And you know, the thing I don't expect is that it will, all of a sudden there'll be some, uh, you know, ray of hope or a way. Yeah, I don't think anything great's going to come out of this where it's going to be like, um, uh, somebody coming along and saying, "Let me help you," and not, like, let me. I heard your story. Let me. I don't think it's going to be one of those stories where somebody hears it and they try to, you know. Um, help me get back to where I was. I don't think that's going to happen. So, God, I wish. Um, so I was the victim of a cryptocurrency scam yesterday, and they took $180,000 of my cryptocurrency. I had just about 3 Bitcoin and some other stuff, XRP and Ethereum and what have you. They got it all, and they got it all in a way that it, even if you don't know me, I can tell you this, and if you do know me, you know it. Um, I'm a person who I was, because I don't feel this way about myself anymore, extremely guarded, extremely safe and secure, and I would have liked to have thought pretty smart and savvy when it comes to these kinds of these kinds of things, and somebody trying to pull one over on you, and especially when it comes to getting at your finances. So all that's out the window because I'm obviously none of those things, because here I'm sitting here with a crypto wallet that has $0 in it, and yesterday had $180,000 in it, or even a little bit more. Um, so basically, what happened to start there is these people preyed on my fear. They got me where I was getting started with an email that really looked legit. I even took the email, put it into ChatGPT, and it was like, yeah, it looks legit. Um, and then a follow up phone call where people will tell you Google never calls you, Coinbase never calls you. Don't ever give away those seed phrases. All the things that right? I know those things. I mean, I know them. I tell people not to do them. And I tell people about these things, like, hey, if they ever call, that's a scam. That's a scam. And I think they had this information that they showed me, and I was like, oh, okay, well, this could really be legit. So they got me. They used the way they manipulated me, and the way they kind of leveraged that fear was perfect. And I don't want to say this was the most sophisticated scam, because I don't really think it was. I just think they found the right guy, and they had that the right they just kind of hit the right nerve on the right guy. um, and it all started with um, email, and your email is going to be taken over, and they were showing me this stuff, and how somebody was trying to break into it, and they had all this stuff. They had all my information, like information that I was like, yikes. Um, and and one thing led to another, and I was giving them information that I knew I shouldn't have. I mean, absolutely. I sit here saying it, and I'm like just completely like blown away that I gave these people this information. I really am. I thought I was so much smarter than that. Um, you know, but here we are. And like I said, they just got me. It was like the perfect storm. How they used that fear. Not only that, I had an HVAC guy in the house, so there was like a little bit of craziness. Harper had just gotten back from Brooklyn with his mom. They had just come over, so I hadn't seen him in like a week. I was excited to see him, so there was that like that kind of distraction going on. My car is in the shop, and they were calling me to tell me what was going on. So all these things were happening, and I'm on the phone with these guys, and like they're going, and you know, you just everything kind of it was the stars perfectly aligned, and all of that fear just kind of any knowledge I had, any concerns, any guard, all the guards came down. Everything just they got it perfectly, and it was all by using that fear, and it was perfect timing. And I'm not even gonna say like forget the HVAC and Harper being around and all that, because those are just like post-mortem excuses where you look back on it and you're like, what happened? They got me. Simple as that. They got me. And now what I'm trying to deal with are the emotions. And I think that's part of why I'm doing this is there's part of this is like therapeutic, right? Like maybe just talk it out. Maybe that'll help you in some way. God, I hope it does. The other thing is maybe somebody will hear this who's been through something similar. Maybe they'll take some comfort in it. Um, who knows? Maybe I'll start to find things that I could take comfort in. Um, the uh, but and maybe you'll learn something. Maybe this strategy that I now again post mortem look back on it and say, coulda, shoulda, woulda. Maybe that'll help you if you ever find yourself in this position where God, I hope you don't. So, emotion wise, though, I think that like people would say, well, how pissed are you? I talked to a couple people and I was like, you know, the anger hasn't really gotten to me yet. I think the anger you kind of keep down because I think I don't know how productive it is. And when something like this happens, you got a lot to do immediately. You have a lot that you have to go. You got to go secure this and do this and check that and change this. So I'm exhausted. That's another thing. I mean, I'm it's early morning and I'm just exhausted because I've been up doing this stuff and you can't sleep and what have you. So the anger hasn't really come up yet, but who knows when that'll come. Shame and disappointment. I mean, an embarrassment, especially in front of Harper, right? Him looking at it going, I'm supposed to be the one that understands all this stuff and makes him feel secure and safe and what have you, and this happens. And I think he definitely understands scammers and what have you, but I'm when it hits that close to home, it's embarrassing, and I have a lot of shame, and that's one of the dangers of probably doing this is like this is embarrassing, right? Like I'm being vulnerable here, but like people are gonna be like, fucking idiot, right? I'm probably gonna come off looking like a real dummy in all this if I don't already. But so there's that. There's, like I said, the disappointment, just because I fell for something that I can't believe I fell for. And then there's the uncertainty and the concern. Um, you know, this that's a lot of money, and at 57 years old, it's a lot of money, and I needed it. I needed that money. I needed that. I needed that account, right? I know it's crypto and I know it's risky, but I had some faith in it, and I really was counting on that. And when you're 57 and you get 180 something $1,000 swiped out from underneath you, I don't care who you are. I don't care what you got or what you think you got or whatever. It hurts, and it stings, and it's devastating. It's devastating, and it's going to. Um, you look at it and go, I don't. I've been building that crypto account and that wallet for years. I mean, years, way before COVID, um, and it's gone. So that sucks, and I am really, it brings a lot of uncertainty and a lot of like I'm very concerned about the future. Um, when you're fit, I'm not like 35. I'm not like, oh, I can go and do whatever and get, I mean, like, I'm at a point where, I'm trying to like wind down my career here. I'm not trying to ramp things up, you know. Um, so a lot of uncertainty and a lot of concern, which has me. One of the concerns I have is not only the concern, the immediate one of like, well, what else could possibly happen with all this, um, but the future financially, but mentally. Like, I don't know where despair fits into all this, but I feel like in a way it's sort of like anger. Anger's down here right now because it's not productive, and I feel like despair is somewhere down here as well, waiting to rear its ugly head. Like, um, and that scares me because I don't know how that's going to manifest itself. Right, that despair, because I know it's going to come. I know I'm going to feel um, uh, that oh no, what am I going to do feeling. Um, but I don't know how that manifests itself. I don't how and will manifest itself. I don't know, and I can't predict that. I don't. I'm not saying you know, I'm not saying I'm gonna um, do anything to myself. Um, but I don't know how the future will look. Like I don't think this is as simple as, well, you'll get past it over time. The thing about this is, like, I'll always see it, right? Like, I'll always be doing the math because Bitcoin is in the news. It's People always are talking about it. And this is something where I could always look at it and multiply it times three. So, it's at 60,000 right now. Okay. So there you go. But what if it gets to 100? And what if it gets to 150? And what if it gets to 300? I'm always multiplying it times three and going, I could have had that. And I'll always be seeing that. So this will never go away. This is a scam that has incredible legs. Like, it doesn't end. It's not like somebody took the money and it's gone. They took the money, they took the crypto, right? So they took that, and that is something I will always see. Um, so really, that's going to be hard to there's a little bit of a nuance there in the people stealing it. The what would it be worth? No, is never going to go away, and that's going to lead to some despair, and I don't know how that'll manifest itself, and that has me concerned for sure. Um, Not much hope. I don't have much hope in all this as far as, like, I just don't know. I'm trying to see, like, well, what good could come out of this in any way, and I don't mean this video. Like I said, maybe doing this video will make me feel better. I don't know. Or maybe it'll comfort some other people. But I don't know if any good's going to come out of this overall experience. I don't see how it could. It's terrible and devastating, and I feel all those things that I'm feeling, and I just so incredibly disappointed in myself. Um, so The advice that I would give you, and I'll leave with this. You know, when these guys called me, like I said, I knew I know I'm sensible enough, logical enough to know this isn't right. Like this is not the way it should be. Um, but they got the fear to to care. It just wiped out all. It took my I took my guard completely down. It made me completely vulnerable, and I did things that I never would have done if I was if that fear wasn't just you know um, overtaking me in a way and clouding my judgment in an enormous way. One thing I would say to do is if you get a call like that, right? Maybe just turn on ChatGPT and hit the record button and let it listen and transcribe what's going on. And every now and then just hit stop and then hit send and let it read it because and let it give talk back to you because I could tell you that if I had done that, ChatGPT would have been the sane, logical. It would have brought me back and would have said, "Hang up the phone, do this. This is wrong. Whatever." I would have believed it, and I just didn't do that. I wasn't really in a position to do it the way I was set up, but I should have done it. And that's my only advice is even if you think you're super smart and whatever, and some of you probably are. I mean, some of you would be like, I just never would fall for that. That's how I felt 24 hours ago, and here I am now. I really did feel that way. And the only thing that the coulda, shoulda, woulda, right? Looking back on it, maybe that would have helped doing the ChatGPT thing. But this is terrible. I don't know where it's going to go. Um, I hope this never happens to you. I really do. And I don't know what else to say, but like I said, I was hoping this would make me feel better. I'm not sure if it will yet, but I have so much to do to continue doing. But be careful.